أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم وفقنا وسائر المشتغلين للعلم والعمل الصالح بحق محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم. Issue number 134. If an ewer or a vessel with a hole in its bottom is placed on mutanajjis ground and its water ceases to flow, allowing water to collect under it till it is seen as one. It means the water under the vessel and the water inside the vessel, it seems to be what? It seems to be one. As one with the water inside the vessel. The water in the vessel will be mutanajjis. However, if the water inside the vessel continues to flow forcibly, it will not become mutanajjis. I have a vessel or an ewer. I have a vessel or an ewer. It has a hole under it. Then this ewer or this vessel, if I put it on a mutanajjis ground, I put it on a mutanajjis ground. Now the water ceases from the ewer or the vessel to where? To the ground, to the mutanajjis ground, and keeps ceases until it seems to be that it is one water. The water inside the ewer and the water outside on the ground will be as one what? As one water. So the water inside the ewer or the vessel is what? Is mutanajjis. The water inside the ewer or the water inside the vessel becomes mutanajjis. Why? Because of the wetness, because of the water contact between mutanajjis ground and the tahir water inside the ewer. So the tahir water will become what? Will become mutanajjis. Even if it is only contact, there is no change of the three attributes of the water. It is only a contact. Since it is what? Since it is qaleel water, a little water, it will become mutanajjis. The other thing, if I move the ewer upside, okay, and then let the water comes from the ewer or the vessel forcibly, بقوة. Now this water contacts what? Contacts mutanajjis or najasa. Is the water inside the ewer becomes mutanajjis? No. The water inside the ewer or the vessel is not become mutanajjis. In addition of that, also the water comes out of it is not mutanajjis too. Only the water which contacts the mutanajjis and or najasa is mutanajjis. Issue number 135. If a thing enters the body reaching najasa but has no trace of it when brought out of the body, it is tahir. Hence, if the apparatus of enema or its water enters one's rectum or a needle or a knife or any other similar thing is driven into the body and has no trace of najasa, when it is taken out later, it is not mutanajjis. Same is the case with sputum and mucus of the nose. If it contacts the blood within the body but does not have any trace of blood when it comes out of the body, it is what? It is tahir. The hukum right here, anything which enters the body of a mankind, whether a knife, whether a tool, which medical tool enters the body of a person, And this tool or this knife, it contacts what? It contacts najasa inside it. It contacts najasa inside the body of you, just like blood, semen, feces, urine, doesn't matter. Now, when we take out this instrument out of the body and there is no trace of najasa on it, it is what? It is tahir. It is tahir. What does it mean tahir? Yes, it is tahir. That means if I need to use it with something need tahara, I don't need to go and wash it and make it tahir. It is tahir. It is tahir. Have you got this? A question right here. Yeah. Somebody, Sheikh Ahmed, he said, okay, but nowadays the medical experiments, they said this tool or this instrument becomes what? Full of germs or disease. We cannot use it with other person. I'm not talking about germs and disease. I'm talking about tahara and najasa. Tahara and najasa. And if somebody said tahara and najasa are the same with disease and germs, I'll say it is tahar. I say what our imams said, it is tahar. That's it. Rules regarding the impurity. Issue number 136, to make the script and pages of Holy Quran mutanajjis and violate its sanctity is undoubtedly haram. It is undoubtedly haram. And if it becomes mutanajjis, before that let me explain this. Now if I come and imagine this is the Quran. This is the Quran. If na'udhu billah, I came and na'udhu billah, I make the script of the Holy Quran or the Quran itself mutanajjis, this is what? This is haram act. This is haram act. It is a forbidden act. I cannot do it. If na'udhu billah, if I do it, that means I commit a big sin. I deserve to be in hellfire. Have you got it? All right. Now, if it becomes mutanajjis, if the Quran becomes mutanajjis, it should be made tahir immediately with water. Immediately I have to make it tahir. Okay, if I am not tahir, if I am not tahir, and I want to touch the script of the Quran, I have to make wudu, I have to make ablution, then I came to make tahara for the Quran. You understand this? If this Quran becomes mutanajjis, na'udhu billah, and I want to make it tahir, I cannot touch the Quran or the script of the Quran without I am what? Without I'm on tahara. So I need to be on tahara. First of all, I need to be on tahara. Then I come and make a tahara. All right. If when I'm going to make ablution and come back, that will take time, and this takes time, will make the Quran, its sanctity will be violated. In this case, I do not need to make tahara. I do not make. It is not necessary to make what? To make ablution. Just I came to make a tahir out of najasa. You understand this? Great. In fact, it is an obligatory precaution. It is haram to make it mutanajjis if no violation of sanctity is intended. And it is obligatory that it should be made tahir by washing it with water. Issue number 137. if the cover of the Holy Quran becomes mutanajjis, causing its desecration, the cover should be made tahir by washing it with what? By washing it with water. Placing the Holy Quran on a najis al-ain, on a najis al-ain. Like what najis al-ain? How about deceased before it has it make ghusl for the deceased? It is najis al-ain. So it is haram to put Quran on the body of a deceased. Keep it in your mind. Placing the Holy Quran on a najis al-ain like a blood or a deceased, even if it be dry, even if there is no what? Even if there is no wetness, is haram if the intention is to profane it. Sometimes my intention is to profane the Quran and put it where? On the deceased or on najis al-ain. It is haram. Sometimes, no, I didn't mean it. Even I don't know. I think it is dry on dry. It is tahir. Jaf ala jaf, tahir bila khilaf. I think this. So I put Quran where? On the deceased. On the deceased. For mercy, for blessings. I do not mean to what? To offense the Quran. I do not mean that. Okay? In this case, it doesn't matter. But if I mean it to profane the Quran, here in this case, it is haram. Yes, Sheikh.
I've seen some people who put the Holy Quran in wooden books and they put it on the
Doesn't matter. On a wooden box, in a cover, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Issue number 139. Writing the Holy Quran with mutanajjis ink. Writing the Holy Quran with mutanajjis ink, even one letter of it, amounts to make it mutanajjis, and if written, it should be erased or washed off. If you remember Saddam Hussein, la'natullahi alayh, Saddam, he has written the Holy Quran with his blood. كتب القرآن بدمه ذاك النذل. Okay? This is haram act. This is haram act because the blood is najis. Blood is najis. And if such thing happened, we should wash it. We should wash it. And we should erase it. Even one letter. Even one letter.
Because they presented the fatwa at that time that not the inscription of the Holy Quran is modified, just the message is modified. That's why he did so.
Look, Shaykhana, all the time we find that the wa'ad al-salatin, the advisors of the rulers, all the time they change the hukum to the side of the rulers to make all the mistakes, all the sins of the rulers are correct. But this is incorrect. Issue number 140. If giving the Holy Quran to a non-believer involves its desecration, it is haram to give it to him. Just like if you give it to somebody and that body want to burn it, to turn it off, okay, it is haram. How about if I gave it to him to study it, to read it, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it is obligatory to take back from him if this person, he wants to what? To discern or to make a desecration to Quran. Issue number 141. If a page from the Holy Quran or any sacred object like a paper on which the names of Almighty Allah or the Holy Prophet or the Holy Imams are written falls in a lavatory, in a toilet, it is obligatory to take it out and make it tahir with water. It is obligatory to take it out and make it tahir with water, no matter what expenses it may entail. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, even if it is expensive. And if it is not possible to take it out, the use of that lavatory should discontinue till such time when one is certain that the page has dissolved and petered out. This is what? This is a fatwa. This is a verdict. If a Quran or a holy object, just like a turban, falls in a lavatory, we should what? We should take it out. We should take it out and not to let this Quran or this sacred thing, just like the turba, the holy turba of Imam Hussein, in this place and wash it out. If we cannot take it out, we have to not to use that place, not to use that lavatory until what? Until some time that we are sure that this book has been what? Demolished, and or that sacred place is vanished. In this time we can use it. Otherwise we cannot use it. Is this understood, inshallah? Similarly, if Turbat Hussein alayhi salam, Turbat Imam Hussein alayhi salam, the sacred earth of Karbala usually formed into a tablets to place one's forehead on while offering a prayer, falls into lavatory and it is not possible to take it out, the lavatory should not be used until one becomes sure that Turbat Hussein alayhi salam has ceased to exist and no trace of it present here. Issue number 142. It is haram to eat or drink or make others eat or drink something which has become mutanajjis. Even the food. If you know this food becomes mutanajjis, it is haram to consume it. Or even if you are saying, no, it does not belong to me, it is belong to somebody else. I let, for example, my guest, my wife to eat it. No, it is haram. It is haram. However, one may give such a thing to a child or an insane person. You can give it to what? To a child or an insane person. And if a child or an insane person eats or drinks mutanajjis on his own accord, not you gave it to him, but he came and eat this mutanajjis food, or make food mutanajjis with his mutanajjis hands before consuming it, it is not necessary to stop him from doing so. It is not necessary to stop this insane person or child from consuming the mutanajjis food if he wants to eat it. Issue number 143. Now, the prohibition here, listen to me, my friends. The prohibition here, it is not a kind of letting him get harm or not. The prohibition here from the point of tahara and najasa. From the point of view, tahara and najasa. Not from point of let him get hurt or give him mutanajjis food deliberately in order to hurt him or to harm him. Have you got this point? Do not let your mind go away, far away. Issue number 143. To sell or lend a mutanajjis thing which can be made tahir. Sometimes, for example, my garment, my abaya, is mutanajjis. Can I sell it? Can I buy mutanajjis abaya? Yes, I can sell and buy mutanajjis abaya. But here we have some issue in this topic. Number one, if I sell this thing to a person who is taking care about tahara and najasa, he is away from najasa all the time, I should tell him this garment is mutanajjis. Not only that, and if I know he is going to use this garment in his salah, I have to tell him this garment is mutanajjis. But when I'm sure that this person, he does not care about tahara and najasa, he does not care about tahara and najasa, should I tell him? No. Even if I tell him, he's not going to what? To pay attention. He's not going to pay attention for tahara and najasa. Whatever, he doesn't care. I don't need to tell him. To sell or lend a mutanajjis thing. To sell or lend a mutanajjis thing which can be made tahir has no objection, but the buyer or the borrower must be what? Must be told about it, particularly in the following two situations. Number one, if he is not informed, he may contravene the law of Sharia. He is going to use something against the law of Sharia. Just like what? Just like he is going to wear this mutanajjis garment in his salah. While in our Islamic laws, it is obligatory on us to wear what? A tahir clothes in our salah. If he wants to eat or drink it, and it is haram to consume a mutanajjis food or drink. Otherwise, it is not necessary to inform that the buyer or the borrower will pay heed to the advice. If one knows that it will have no effect, it will not be necessary. It will not be necessary to tell him. Issue number 144. If a person sees someone eat or drink something mutanajjis, or pray with a mutanajjis dress, you see, if a person sees someone eat or drink something mutanajjis, or pray with a mutanajjis dress, it is not necessary to admonish him. It is not necessary to tell him. If I am praying right now, okay, and you see my garment has what? Has a blood or feces on it. It is necessary to come and tell me, hey, Sheikh Ameer, your garment is mutanajjis? No, it is not necessary. No, it is not. But you will say, how it comes? He is praying with mutanajjis dress. You don't know. You don't know about. This is not your business. Do not impose your nose in something is not belong to you. This is his own affair. Have you got this? Issue number 145. If a place or carpet of a man's house is mutanajjis, in your house is mutanajjis, and if he sees that the wet body or dress of his visitor will touch the mutanajjis thing, definitely with what? With wetness. Since it is he who is responsible, I mean you are the owner of the house, therefore he should inform the visitor. You should tell, you should admonish the visitor, you should warn him, provided the two situations mentioned in Rule 143 are obtained. The two, who can tell me what are the two situations? Situation number one, that this person is taking care about tahara and najasa. Number two, he is going to use this mutanajjis thing in an act which requires what? Which requires tahara. Is this understood? Great. Issue number 146. If the host comes to know during the meals that the food is mutanajjis, it happens. For example, the cook himself cut his finger and one drop of blood, just only one drop of blood falls where? In a pot where the food in. Doesn't matter. No. The entire food will be what? Will be mutanajjis, and consuming the mutanajjis is haram. Look, if the host, al-mudayif, comes to know during the meals that the food is mutanajjis, he should inform the guests about it. He should inform them. Now, if they want to eat or not, it's up to them. But if one of the guests becomes aware of it, now not the host himself, but one of the guests, he noticed that the food is mutanajjis. Now, is it his duty to go and to inform the rest or the guest? No, it is not. But if one of the guests becomes aware of it, it is not necessary for him to inform others about it. However, if his dealings with the other guests are such that he himself may become mutanajjis. If for example he deals with his son, with his wife, and their clothes becomes what? Are mutanajjis. As a result, they will be in touch with him, and in return his clothes will be mutanajjis too, or be involved in najasa. If they became mutanajjis, he should inform them. Only in this case he should inform them. Issue number 147. If a borrowed object becomes mutanajjis, I borrowed something from you, and this thing becomes mutanajjis. When I use it, it becomes what? It becomes mutanajjis. The borrower must inform the owner. Provided the situations mentioned in Rule 143 is observed. For example, if I borrowed, let's say a moquette or a carpet from a Christian person, he's my neighbor, and I borrowed what? I borrowed this carpet from them, and one of the kids pissed on it. It becomes mutanajjis. Do I need to inform them? They don't care about tahara and najasa. They don't care about tahara and najasa. Okay, number one. Number two, they are not going to use it for praying. They are not going to use it for prayers, so there is no need to inform them. But if they use it for a worship act requires tahara, or if they do care about tahara and najasa, I should inform them. But from another point of view, it is not necessary to tell them, but I said, I took it from them, it is clean. I took it from them, it is clean. I have to tell them that I use it in such thing, and my kid pissed on it. From this point of view, not from point of tahara and najasa. Have you? Okay. Issue number 148, last issue. If a child says that a thing is mutanajjis, the child said that this thing, this carpet is mutanajjis, or that he has washed and made it tahr, or this child, he said, this mutanajjis carpet or this mutanajjis cloth, I wash it, I make it tahr. Can we take his words seriously and we count on it or not? His word should not be accepted. His word should not be accepted. If you remember before, how we can determine this thing as najis or tahir? We need two reliable or two just what persons. This is a kid. This is a kid. But if he is about to attain the age of puberty, يعني شو نقول عليه هذا؟ هذا مو بالغ، ما مكلف، ولكن مميز، وتقريبا وصل إلى يكون puberty، راح يكون adult about to. But if he is about to attain the age of puberty and assures that he has washed and made it طاهر، وأكد لكم رواكم قلت وين جبته وين غسلته وهذا الماء يشوفوه بعدهم مبلله. His word should be accepted if the thing is normally in his charge. إذا هذا الشيء هو شنو؟ مسؤوليته مثل بجامته. And if he is reliable, and this kid is reliable, he is a trustee kid. How do you know it is? How do you know it is a reliable? How do you know it is a reliable? He never lies before. He never lies before. We trust him. He is not a tricky boy. والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم.